There are moments in boxing that don't just stop time, they fracture it. They whisper before they roar. They create a strange quiet before chaos erupts. Not because of what's happening on the outside, but because of what stirs inside you. That tension you can't quite explain. Like standing in front of a storm that hasn't broken yet. And into that eerie calm walks a man from Japan. He doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't demand your attention. But the second the bell rings, you realize you should have been watching the whole time. Naoya Inoue. They call him the monster. But even that name doesn't quite capture it. Monsters can be clumsy, loud, predictable. He's none of those. What he is exact. Ice in the veins, fire in the hands, and a silence so haunting it almost feels ceremonial. You see, Inoue isn't a talker. He doesn't sell fights with noise. Doesn't beg for headlines. There's no flash, no arrogance, no thumping chest. But there is a storm brewing behind those eyes. Something methodical. Something cold. A kind of wrath that never raises its voice, but still fills a room. It's that same humility that's led many to underestimate him. Especially in the West. To some, he was a novelty. A curiosity from the East. A smaller man from a quieter corner of the world. Good, but not great. Talented, but untested. Sharp, but not scary. And in boxing, where bravado sells and swagger is currency, those who don't shout often go unnoticed. Until they arrive. In 2018, Jamie McDonnell, tall, lean, a seasoned Brit with a championship belt, stepped into the ring with a smirk. He mocked Inoue's name. Called him Inoue. Brushed off the idea that this quiet assassin could pose a real threat. But from the first bell, that smirk began to wilt. McDonnell tried to box long. Use his height. Pump the jab. Move away. It didn't matter. Inoue was already moving forward like a man who knew exactly how this night would end. The moment Inoue got inside range, the mood changed. Hooks to the body landed with violent intent. Each punch had weight. A reason. A target. And when he landed a right hand that twisted McDonnell's spine like a branch, the crowd gasped. 2 knockdowns later, McDonnell slumped in the ropes. All the disrespect. All the underestimation. It was answered. Not with words, but with fists. Then came Antonio Nieves. American. Confident. Hometown crowd behind him. And plenty of questions about Inoue's legitimacy. He's never fought outside Japan, Nieves shrugged. He's been picking on smaller guys. But that night, in front of a buzzing U.S. audience, Inoue gave his answer. He stalked Nieves from the jump. Measured. Calm. The jabs were sharp enough to carve. The footwork, silent poetry. Nieves tried to respond. 3 combinations. Landed a few. But each success only awakened something in Inoue. In round 2, a left hook to the ribs folded Nieves like laundry. The thudding noise of those body shots made people in the front row wince. By the 6th round, it was over. Nieves had courage, no doubt. But courage doesn't stop pain. His corner threw in the towel. Not out of panic, but mercy. Their fighter's skin was bruised, and his spirit buckled. That night, America watched the monster up close. And it didn't look away. The next opponent brought something different. Not just a belt, but disrespect. Emmanuel Rodriguez, a proud Puerto Rican fighter, came in unbeaten. His team, perhaps sensing the danger, tried to throw Inoue off his rhythm. At the pre-fight workouts, they shoved Inoue's father, Shingo. Mocked him. Belittled the family bond. But Naoya didn't blink. He didn't yell. He didn't react. He just stored it. When the bell rang, Rodriguez came out fast. Aggressive. He took the center of the ring and tried to bully the smaller man. And for one round, it worked. He held his own. But boxing isn't a sprint. It's a test of layers. And in round 2, Inoue tore his layers apart, short hook, so fast it was nearly invisible, dropped Rodriguez for the first time in his career. When he got up, his eyes weren't on his opponent. They were on the canvas, as if looking for something he lost. A second knockdown followed. Then a third. Each punch is surgical. Each placement is perfect. When the referee stopped it, Rodriguez's corner was silent. Their bravado, their games, they had all been drowned under the weight of calm fury. Then came Stephen Fulton. Undefeated. Technical. Sharp. He was considered one of the best at 122 pounds. And this time, it felt different. Fulton wasn't disrespectful. Just confident. "I've seen guys like him," he said. "I know what I'm doing." And to many fans, this was Inoue's proving ground. Could he move up in weight and still dominate? The answer came in waves. Fulton tried to use range. Used the jab. Stayed slick. But Inoue was relentless. He wasn't just landing, he was breaking rhythm. Pushing pace. Creating confusion. Fulton's eyes told a story long before his body could. They blinked harder. Looked around more. Tried to process something they couldn't quite decode. In round 8, the monster struck. A flawless right hand. Then a rapid-fire follow-up that sent Fulton tumbling. He rose. Brave. Proud. But Inoue wasn't done. He stepped in and closed the show. Just like that, the king of the division was dethroned. Not by noise. Not by chaos. But by surgical destruction. Then came a fight soaked in history and vengeance. Luis Neri. A Mexican fighter despised in Japan. Twice he had disrespected the scales. Once he tested positive for banned substances. And in 2017, he knocked out Shinsuke Yamanaka, one of Japan's most beloved champions, in a bout that would leave a bitter taste for years. When Inoue faced Neri in May 2024 inside the Tokyo Dome, it wasn't just a title fight. It was something deeper. An entire country watched. Not just for victory, but for redemption. And then, shock. In round 1, Neri landed a monster left hook. Inoue went down. For the first time in years. Gasps. Silence. The Tokyo Dome held its breath. But Inoue didn't panic. He stood up, face unreadable. The moment of vulnerability didn't make him weaker. It made him terrifying. In round 2, he answered. A knockdown of his own. And the beating didn't stop. By round 5, Neri was unraveling. Complaining. Taunting. Trying everything to stall the storm. But Inoue had entered that place fighters fear. That zone where punches land from angles that shouldn't exist. Where pain comes in combinations too quick to see. In round 6, it ended. Neri felt like a puppet with its strings cut. The dome erupted. Inoue didn't raise his hands. Didn't shout. He simply nodded. Justice, in his eyes, had been served. And if anyone still hadn't learned, there was Ye-Jun Kim. A strongman from Korea. Physically imposing. Full of swagger. He mocked. He postured. Thought he could walk through Inoue's power. He lasted 20 seconds. One right hand. Then a blur of punches. And Kim was out. It wasn't just quick. It was dismissive. Then came Aaron Daipine. A tough Thai fighter known for his chin. Never knocked down. never cut. He stood in the pocket, defiant. For a few rounds, he looked unbothered. But Inoue's punches don't land like normal punches. They wear you down in layers. By round 5, Daipin's face told the truth. His ribs were darkening. His guard lowered. His legs were heavy. And then, done. No dramatic finish. Just a man broken by the sheer inevitability of punishment. The referee waved it off. Daipin's streak was over. Not because he quit, but because his body couldn't lie anymore. There was also Warito Piranhas. Ranked number 1. Smiling, confident, ready, and completely unprepared. Inoue didn't waste time. From the first bell, he moved like he'd already seen the fight in his mind. Every punch had an answer. Every twitch had a counter. Piranhas never had a chance. By round 2, the crowd had stopped watching a contest. They were witnessing a dismantling. Each of these moments adds up to more than just a highlight reel. They're not just knockouts. They're messages. Warnings carved in sweat and blood. Naoya Inoue doesn't dance before fights. He doesn't throw bottles at press conferences. He doesn't scream into microphones. He doesn't need to. His language is pain. His punctuation, knockouts. And every opponent who stepped in thinking he was just technique, or just fast, or just small, they left as believers, McDonald chuckled. Nieves shrugged. Rodriguez was disrespected. Fulton doubted. Neri cheated. Kim mocked. Daipin believed. Piranhas smiled. They all found themselves on the floor. Because you don't play with precision. You don't joke with vengeance. You don't poke at quiet fury. And when the monster walks into that ring, he doesn't come for your name. He comes for your rhythm, your timing, your hope. And once that's gone, the rest follows. Oh, next time you hear silence before a fight, pay attention. Because it might not be peace. It might be him. And in his presence, there's only ever one ending.